Welcome to the Uzziah Show. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions regarding your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome. I'm so excited because today we're going to talk about why most businesses fail. We're going to talk about why most businesses fail in 5 years or less. So, if you want to know how to go the distance, then make sure that you tune into this broadcast because I'm going to be giving you all of the primary reasons why most people can't stay in business. Now, if this is your very first time watching, welcome. My name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant, and my job is to help you get out of debt so you can start your own company. And I want us to talk in detail today about some of the challenges that you're going through. So if you are an aspiring business owner and you're just trying to get going, then please make sure that you leave me a comment below and let me know how I can help you. Whenever you get on my shows, I do live walkthroughs helping business owners improve their businesses step by step. All right. So shout out to those of y'all that are online. Make sure that y'all let me know who you are. Show me some love. Shout out to the brother Rick Judah, the truth. He says, good evening, Saints of the Most High. Appreciate this free game you're giving. Absolutely. 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 I definitely want to do everything that I can to make sure that you're successful. I want to make sure that you're successful. I want to make sure that your business is successful. I want everything that you touch to turn to gold. So in tonight's broadcast, we're going to talk about how you can make sure that your business is around for the next 5 years. Everybody has the dream of wanting to be their own business owner so that they could be their own boss and set their own schedule and make their own pay. But so many people who have that dream realize that as soon as they get in, they are in over their heads. And I'm going to talk about all of the things that you need to avoid to make sure that your business stays successful. All I ask in return is that you smash the like button. All right. I'm going to give y'all so many good gems tonight to make sure that your business stays afloat. All I ask is that you keep the likes up. So if you're joining, welcome. Feel free to leave me a comment below and make sure that you smash that like button on the way in. Let's get into today's topic. What do you think is the number one reason why most small businesses fail? Let me know. Do you think it's because there's not enough money going around? Do you think it's because of everything that's going on with the pandemic? Why do you think that so many businesses fail from year to year? The number one reason why so many small businesses fail, and we're talking about over 50% of all startup companies going under in the first 5 years, is due to a lack of cash flow. The number one reason why most small businesses go under is because they don't have enough funding to stay afloat. Now, this is something big that I need all of y'all to focus on. If you're going to stay in business from year to year, you need to have capital and funding. This is the reason why when you look at a lot of companies, they look for venture capitalists. They look to find other investors that can help them along the way. So maybe you want to start up a company, but do you have enough money to get started? I want some of you guys to leave me comments and let me know what questions that you have. Because if this is a problem for you, I want to be able to help. I want to show you how you can get more funding for your business so that way you can keep the lights on. The first reason why most businesses fail within the first 5 years is because they don't have enough capital to stay afloat. Now, there's a couple reasons as to why this happens. Number one, they don't make enough sales. Number two, they didn't know how much their business would cost up front. All they thought about was the idea of doing it, but they never thought about all the expenses that went along with it. So, for example, when I run my business as a content creator, I'm paying for online hosting fees through my streaming service. I'm paying for the cost of my camera equipment. I'm paying for my email servers, all the different things that goes along with my offerings. But as so many of us that never think about all of the expenses that we'll have to pay from month to month, regardless if we're making money or not. Maybe you have a staff where you have to hire employees. You got people on your payroll. Maybe you have a brick and mortar business where you have to pay rent from month to month. You really need to get very clear on how much it's going to cost to run your business, because you need to make sure that you have right sales quotas to keep you cash flow positive at all times. Sometimes people never imagine how many expenses goes into it, and even though they're getting sales, it's not enough to compensate for all the money that's coming out of their bank account. Shout out to Ariel. Happy to see you on in Austin. All right. Who else is out there hiding? I know there's a lot of y'all on. Just make sure that you leave me a comment below and tell me about your business plans so that I can help you go the distance. I want to make sure that you are not one of these 80% of small businesses that will fail within 5 years. Everybody knows that business ownership is a key to wealth creation, but only so few people will ever realize it. There's only but a few people in this society that will actually reap the benefits of business ownership. And I want y'all to be amongst that number. So, the first thing that you have to do is get proper financing. You got to make sure that you get right funding. You need to make sure that you understand your expenses. You need to make sure that you set sales goals that will keep your cash flow going positive. Make sure that you do your accounting right. This is why one of the very first things as you need when you start your company is to get a good handle on an accountant. If you don't know anything about accounting, start learning about it. Don't be afraid to take a class in accounting. The reason I'm stressing this is because if you don't know your numbers, you don't really know where your business is headed. There's so many businesses that go under because they don't truly understand how their numbers work. They're not clear on how much money they're making in terms of revenue. They're not clear on the cost of doing business. And because everything is so speculative, over time, they never realize how expensive it is to run a business until they run out of money completely. Most entrepreneurs have no idea what their business budget actually looks like until it's time to pay for an expense that you cannot afford. Once you've gotten to the point where you check your business bank account and you say to yourself, man, I can't afford these regular payments, you need to realize you were far too late in the game to actually get in front of it. You could have been finding out 5 or 6 months in advance, hey, based upon how things are going this quarter, I might not be able to afford my expenses. But because you're not projecting and doing a sales forecast, everything's a guessing game. And this is a surefire way to make sure that you go out of business very quickly. Some of you guys work in corporate America, and you already know that this is the language that companies speak. They're always talking about their Q1 projections, their Q2 projections. They're not saying that to be fancy. They're saying that because they understands that's what keeps them in the game. If you don't know your numbers, your business is doomed. And you can't ask anybody to support your business if you don't know what you need. Imagine you ask to borrow $5 when really you need 15. That's how a lot of small business owners are when they ask for funding. They don't realize how many expenses goes into things. So even when they do get support from venture capitalists or family and friends, they underestimate how much goes into it. And as a result, all of the money gets squandered. Okay. So, this is the very first reason why most businesses fail. And so that we keep this show going, please make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that you tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box, because this will allow you to donate to this show. As you guys can see, I give out so much content for free on a daily basis. And if you love what this channel is about and how I'm trying to empower you for greatness, all I ask is that you give a donation. All you need to do is tap that dollar icon, or you can click the links in the description box to donate. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who has been donating to the channel lately. That's gone a long way towards keeping the show going. I had some PayPal donations that came in recently. I also had some Cash App donations that came in recently. Shout out to the brother Meir, who gave me a $25 Cash App last night during the broadcast. I also want to give a shout out to Royal Stitches Embroidery for the $25 PayPal donation that was given. Y'all know whenever y'all support this channel, I'm always going to shout you out. So please make sure that you donate, y'all. Shout out to my lovely sister, Avia. Live North. Austin is in the house. All right. Shout out to all of the Austin family tuning in. Avia asks, what is the best way to fund your business when you're in the beginning stage? The first thing that I think that you really should do, Avia, is you should put together an expense sheet of all of the costs that will be needed to run your business from month to month. Is going to cost you more to get started because you're buying upfront materials. So again, when I'm giving the example of doing content creation, maybe you have to go out and buy a camera. Maybe you're thinking about buying a website. You need to have a list of your upfront costs as well as the cost to sustain you from month to month. You put those lists together, you rack up the totals, and then that's when you can start crowdfunding to ask for the total amount that goes into your business. Now, the reason why I want y'all to put these lists together is so that when you go on a crowdfunding site like Kickstarter.com to get venture capital funding, this is when you're able to speak from a place of knowledge. You don't want to just get out there and be like, hey guys, I'm starting a business. Can you help me? It's going to cost $100. Well, where's the $100 going? I don't know, but I got a business that I want to do and it's going to cost $100. Just be my friend and send some money over. No, you don't want to start from that position, because if you start from a position of ignorance, people are not going to want to invest in what they're going to predict to be a failure. They know that business is competitive and people don't just have money to give away. So they want to make sure that if they invest in your company, that is going to be a solid business plan that they can make sense of that aligns with their mission and their principles. That's why you guys really need to have a list of all of the expenses that goes into your business, and then you can set up a crowdfunding campaign on websites like Kickstarter. You could do GoFundMe. You could have a bunch of different avenues that you use to fundraise. But you need to make sure that however you do it, you're able to speak to exactly what it is that you need. And I also recommend that you incentivize your donors once they donate. So let me give you guys a quick example of how I do this. Some of you guys have tuned into previous shows, and you'll see how, for my constant supporters, I'm giving them extra products and services on top of what everyone gets. So, for people like Yasha Allah or Ariel, I will offer them free consulting. Things that I would usually charge people $1,000 for, I will give it to them for free because they've already shown that they're dedicated to donating towards the business. But you want to have a way of encouraging people whenever they donate to you so that they know that their efforts are appreciated. So, whether you can give them a free product or service, just have a strong way of being reciprocal with people as they give to you. Don't just go up to people asking for a handout. Make it worth their time. If somebody consistently donates to this platform, you see, I'll give them one of my premium programs. I'll offer them consulting. There's so many different things that I'm going to do. So that way we can maintain a very positive business relationship. Okay. So, really great question. Make sure that you have your expenses lined up, and make sure that you have a very strong elevator pitch to help people understand what it is you need and what they're going to get in return for their investment. Now, let's talk about the second reason why most businesses fail within the first 5 years. The second reason why most businesses fail is because they do bad pricing on their products. Let me ask you if this sounds familiar. You're an aspiring business owner. You want to get started. Your idea is that you're going to come into the market and disrupt your competitors by offering your products or services at a lower price. When you do that, you don't realize that in the short term, that might be good. But in the long term, that's what's going to kill you because you don't have enough money that you're making to get past your profit margins. See, if you come in a business selling hamburgers and say the cost of putting the burger together is $2, if you sell your hamburgers for $2.50, you don't realize that over time, that's going to sabotage your entire business model because you're going to need to make more than a 50-cent profit margin in order to keep everything going. You might have to have an increased price of rent. You might need to pay more money for the cost of meat. Like, there's so many things that are going on right now where there's being products that's out of stock due to all of the supply chain shortages. So you got to understand that if you're going to be one of the millions of entrepreneurs that think that they're going to change the game just by starting a business offering lower prices, that's going to help you win today, but fail tomorrow. That is not a long-term formula for success. There are too many entrepreneurs that think that everything lives and dies off of them offering a low price. I need y'all to understand that there's so many great businesses in the world today that are not price sensitive at all. Because when you're offering something that has a lot of value, price becomes a non factor. Jordans are not the cheapest shoe in the world. For some reason, people buy it. Rolex is not a bargain watch, but somehow Rolex is in business every single year. These are companies that focuses on delivering massive value without having a focus on price. They're not trying to go into the market saying, how do I offer the cheapest thing? They're going into the market saying, how do I make something so good you don't care how much you pay? There's some women that will buy Louis Vuitton at such a great, price point, that as long as they have that status or sense of comfort, they're fine putting up the dough. Okay. So shout out to Roy the Chef. Good to see you on as well, my brother. All right. Make sure that y'all show some love to Roy the Chef. Definitely a strong supporter of the Uzziah Show. For those of y'all that are just now joining, we're talking about why most businesses fail in 5 years or less. If you want to know how to help your business stay in for the long run, then please make sure that you smash that like button. Shout out to LA for Life. Happy to see you on as always. Okay. The first reason why most businesses fail is due to a lack of capital. They don't understand how expensive it is to run a business. So they don't know how much money they need to be making day by day in order to sustain it. They don't know how to go out and get funding from investors. And because they don't operate off of a budget, by the time it dawns on them that they can't afford their expenses, they're already on their way to extinction. This is the reason why, guys, I always stress the importance of you having a budget, of you keeping your expenses small, of you focusing on growth so that way you can start to get more customers. This is the reason why I tell you guys this on every show. The second reason why most businesses fail within the first 5 years is because business owners don't know how to price their product. They think, if I'm competing with 10 other businesses, my business is sure to be a hit as long as my product is cheaper than theirs. You might be able to get away with having the cheapest price within the first year of you running the company, but eventually that's going to run out, because while you're keeping your price low, expenses are growing higher. And so when you have to raise your prices inevitably to stay in business, people are not going to want to buy from you because you did not base your business around quality. You were so busy cutting corners trying to make the price extremely low that you got beat out by someone else that was focusing on higher value. Okay. You need to make sure, guys, that when you start your business, you have the most valuable product or service that you can possibly make. It doesn't need to be the flashiest. It doesn't need to be the cheapest, but it does need to have incredible value. All right. And one thing that I really want us to focus on is, when you price your products and services, you need to study your competitors. You need to start looking at other companies and their price points, and you need to start asking why they charge those prices. You need to start getting a feel of why they do the things that they do. And another thing that I really want a lot of y'all to understand as business owners is that you show people what you're worth based upon the prices that you offer them. So if you give everything away for free, you know what people are going to do? They're going to start to undervalue your product, because people only value the things that they work hard to get. This is the reason why you never see somebody take a Rolls Royce or a Bentley for granted. But people that drive Honda Civics, they don't care about the upkeep. They don't care if they go and get a maintenance. They don't care if they go and get a wash. It could be a lemon is breaking down. The lower the price is, the less someone is going to value it. So when you offer your products and services, don't think that, oh man, if I just have the lowest price, everybody will love me. Because sometimes when you offer your prices at a very low price point, people will take your business for a joke. People will perceive the quality of your products and services based upon the price point that is offered. iPhones don't have the best technology in smartphones, but you think it do because of the price. Mercedes Benz is not the highest performing vehicle. Oftentimes they break down, but you don't care about that because they command a price point that drives up strong perceived value. I want y'all to really understand what I'm talking about. Shout out to my brother, Yasha Allah. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate your sponsorship as always. For those of you that are really enjoying this broadcast and you want to see this show live on, please make sure that you donate. Because, like I'm telling y'all in tonight's broadcast, business costs money. All right. Now, I see that you're enjoying this broadcast, Roy the Chef. Feel free to give me some more comments, and I'm going to give y'all a link to Cam Up if y'all want to chime in and give your thoughts on the subject. And remember, entrepreneurs, whether you have a business or are looking to start one, you can leave me a question in the comments below, or you can get on camera and I will walk you through how you can take your business to the next level for free on the spot. I don't know what you've got going, but I've got so many years of experience helping out small businesses all around the world that I am confident that once I know your situation, I can help your business get big results. So now let's talk more about why most businesses fail in 5 years or less. One thing that a lot of people overlook is the importance of management. What do I mean when I talk about management, guys? Businesses can only run for so long with one person. You can only wear all of the hats for so long. So if you're the person that's doing the website, building the product, handling the customer service, there's only so long that you can do everything, because if your business is going to grow, it has to be managed by other people. One of the big problems that most starting entrepreneurs don't perceive is you might be good at coming up with your product or service, but you might not have the skills that are necessary to train other people on what you do. This is by far one of the biggest challenges that stops most businesses from growing. So let's say that you're looking to run a restaurant. You might know how to cook perfectly. Every time somebody come over your house, it's like Big Mama's cooking. But how can you come up with the menu, be in the kitchen cooking, and play waiter all at the same time? You're going to need somebody doing the marketing. You're going to need somebody at the cash register handling sales. You're going to need somebody on Yelp.com reading the reviews. It cannot just be all you. But some people have such a complex of being a control freak that they cannot hand off anything to another person. Listen, guys, I know that it is very scary to take your baby and have somebody else take care of it. But if you do not give parts of your business to other people who are competent, there's no way that your business is going to grow. If you watched my broadcast last night, I talked about how a lot of business owners suffer because they think that they don't need to know everything about running a business. All they need to know is one small part of it. But if you start hiring people to do a job and you don't know how to do it yourself, How do you know that they're going to do the job as needed? And how do you know that you're not paying the wrong person your hard-earned money? If you're a startup entrepreneur, there's only but so much money that you have. So if you're going to take a small portion of the money that you have and give it to them in the first place, you need to make sure that you're going to get a return on your investment. The only way that you can be assured of that is if you know what you're doing and you hire properly. You see, you can't just be so caught up in, no, I'm moving over here and I'm doing this and I'm doing that over there, that you don't take the time to train your employees. You don't take the time to come up with systems and processes, educating them on how to replicate you. One of the biggest secrets of running a successful business is all you're doing is replicating yourself. You are replicating your mind when it comes to your employees, and you are also looking for like-minded people to serve as customers. So, for those of you guys that are authors, for example, okay, I want to get some of y'all's commentary, and I'm about to link you up in a second, Roy the Chef. I see you in the waiting room. For those of you guys that are authors, you're going to want to write to an audience of people that are already attracted to your genre. Even if they don't have the same talents as you want them to share the common interest of science fiction. If you're a science fiction writer, you cannot think about yourself only. You got to think about, how do I train my entire organization to do things exactly as I would do it, until you can get in a place where you can hire people that are smarter than you in certain areas. I know you think you got it going on, but the long-term goal is to fire yourself out of a job. You got to focus on working on your business, not working in your business. My brother Roy the Chef, what happened to you? I was just about to pat you on, King. I was just about to pat you on this live broadcast. For those of y'all that want to cam up, feel free to click that link that you see on the screen. You'll see it in the comments sections below. Okay, make sure that y'all click that up if you want to join. Make sure that you train your team. Make sure that you focus on building a solid roster. If you don't have a team of people who are self-starters, it's going to be impossible for your business to grow. Okay. Now let's talk about the next thing, since we're talking about a lack of management. One of the reasons why your business could be doomed at the start is because you don't have a business plan to go off of. All you have is a dollar and a dream, and there's no structure in terms of how you're setting up your operations. You need to know what things are going to look like from week to week, month to month, and year to year. With no further ado, we bring in Roy the Chef. He's here,
Hey,
guys. He's here.
hey, peace, peace, fam, peace, peace. How you doing, man? I was trying to wave you off, like, whoa, wait, 5 minutes.
It's
Brother
a
brought
little
me
too
in
late,
hot,
my
man.
brother. It's a little too late.
Hey, no doubt, man. I ain't gonna hold you long, man. I like the topic, and one of the things I seen in the comment section, sister post. I think you touched on it briefly, or you probably did before I came in, but the sister was talking about startup money.
Right.
And that's the make or break, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, you know, I've had successes. I got my own security company, and I also work, you know, primarily. Um, but exacting that start off money was so important. Um, and it plays such a role for me because it's only so many contracts you can secure with the manpower that you have. It's like what you have dictates what you can gain.
Right.
Um, so it's for me. Um, you know, business wise, though the potential for it could be lucrative, that potential is based on what I have to offer. If I got a 50-man security team, then I can, I could do something crazy with that, right?
Right.
But if it's just me and two other people I got off Indeed and probably, Northern Kingdom from in front of Home Depot or something like that, if it's a ragamuffin group, that for me won't sustain long term. So for me, I got a plan in place that I'm gonna step back from the business for a season, build my dough up, come back out, but come
Mhm.
back out with a more with stronger what I'm trying to say, more reinforced
Right.
business wise on my end, so I could take on more. I could take on bigger contracts, bigger things, because I didn't turn down so much money because I just can't do it. Like I can't even bid like people giving me things, and I couldn't do it because I don't have a team, and I don't have a team because I didn't come in the game with enough bread. The Most High blessed me with something bigger than what I think I was able to fathom
Imagining.
initially. Right.
Right.
So it's like, whoa, man, I gotta pull back, get right, then go back out there. And I maintain those relationships and so on and so forth. But once I go back out, it's gonna be over with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Let me
So my
delve into that for a quick second.
yeah,
I love where you're going, and even though you was trying to wave me off and I wasn't trying to hear you, it was
right.
right on time because what you're saying falls right in line with the importance of a business plan.
Yeah,
Because when the reason why you have that business plan is because when you first starting out, you say, okay, well, I'm gonna just get out there and get busy. I'm gonna
yeah,
start rolling up my sleeves. I'm gonna try to start getting some customers, and then hopefully over time it turns into something.
right.
But then as you get out there, you see the demand
Yeah,
amongst customers, and you say,
right.
man, I could actually make more money than this, but I need to have the manpower in place to make it happen. But then in order to get the manpower, you got to have the money, right?
Right.
It's like an entire
Absolutely.
cycle where you got to have
Right.
the right resources consistently in order to continue to build. And that's the reason why for a lot of y'all that are entrepreneurs, that business plan is so important, because in a situation like Roy the Chef's, you've got to go into it saying, okay, I'm starting a security company. From a dream perspective, it will look like this. This is not going to be a one-man show forever.
Right.
So, in a perfect world, my security company is ultimately going to look like this. It's going to have this many employees. I'll be working this many hours. We'll be making this much money. And then you have to identify, how do you connect the dots from where you want to be long term to where you are right now. So if it's just row, it's okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to make ABC move. And then as soon as I reach this milestone, then
Mm-hmm.
that's when I re up and then I hire, my first person here. Or,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm running another type of business. I hit this milestone and then I get a website. Like, if y'all don't go into this with a plan, you're ultimately
Mm-hmm.
going to find yourself at a ceiling at certain points, because there's only so long that you can sustain solid growth within a business if it's just you running the business, or if you're only making but so much money.
Right. 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 Yeah, I mean that's and that's why they call you the man with the master plan. That's
You see, that's why
basically
we do what we do right here. This is what we do for the
yeah,
culture. See, this is the reason why I
yeah.
love it whenever y'all can get online with us and cam up, because every time I do a show, I'm trying to work with a business owner step by step to help them get to the very next level. And this is all for free. Shout out to my sister Ariel that gave that $10 super chat. Y'all really got to give a big thanks to all of the sponsors for the show that help me continue to give value and service to, brothers and sisters like Roy the Chef. who are looking to be able to get these gems. So back to you, my brother. What are your thoughts? You see the
Yeah.
brother Rick Judah is on. He's saying this is gold right here. This content got to hit the four corners of the globe for our people. Well, hey, I would love it to. Are you hitting that share button? Are you posting it on your social media outlet? I'm doing my part, my people. I need your help. Please make sure that you smash this like button so that way this will tell the YouTube algorithm to share this video with more people. Roy the Chef, back to you.
Yeah, so you and I we speak often. You know my past, and I'm not gonna go into it, but I I use it as a template because that was business 101 for me,
Mhm.
and it's a model that I think for people who come from certain backgrounds, you're being taught it. It's just your life or your freedom is on the line for the most part. So you're not thinking of it as business school or training,
Right,
but
right,
that's exactly what it is. And for me, thinking about, but it's cool. I'm still. It's like I wouldn't say failure. It's almost like you got to call timeout in a football game or a basketball game. It's
right,
like you know it's like penalty by success, I guess you could say. So it's like, or like an embarrassment of riches. For me, it's like you go out there with just a few things, I'll say, right?
right.
You see people on your streets and everybody driving fancy cars, and that. I'm sorry for them, for the viewers who are watching, sponsorships, anything. This is my life example.
Right.
This isn't this isn't promoted by Uzziah
There we go. This is the chronicles and the confessionals of Roy the Chef.
of me, right?
Right,
So you see people getting busy, getting money and everything like that. So you want to do it. And you're either gonna save up your nickels and your dimes the same way like in business. You see people who, entrepreneurs, and or you just want to be free from the rat race, you want to do your own thing, you save up the money that you get from your job, and then
right,
you get some loans from family members, a bank, whatever the case, to put you on.
right,
You get on, you gotta, like you said, that's why I love where you at right here in the show. You gotta make sure at that point that you get on, it's either going to increase both sides. It can be an overwhelming over you can be overwhelmed with a demand and so much on your end to meet it,
right.
because you'll find yourself in row A, the chef's position, to where you got to hit the pause button and go get right, then come back and hope that they're there. You know,
Right,
and,
right,
and, and that's bad, because you could potentially lose, and you can go from a certain place where you can go to another level, or you could plateau out there and have to start from that point all over again.
and I'm
So
glad that you
likewise,
said that. I'm glad that you
yeah,
said that, man, because, I think that that's something that happens to all of us. I remember, when I started this YouTube channel back in 2015, I was just putting out videos here and there. But ever so often, somebody would reach out after watching a video and go, yo, I like what you were saying. How can I sign up for one of your programs? I didn't even have programs at the time. I'm just on the video, just talking. I'm just talking my
mhm,
talk.
right,
And, the thing about it was, I wish that I would have thought through the process a little bit more, because for all of the people that came to me in 2015 that I didn't have a program for, they probably sought out solutions for other people. And the solutions that some of my competitors would have given them would not have been as effective as mine, but simply because they were in the market for it right then, they were willing to take something even if it was less than the best. And that's the reason why I just stress to y'all the importance of a business plan. The business plan will really force you to think through all of the steps on where you are now to where you want to be and how to connect the dots. So real quick, this sister Tia says, hello, Roy the Chef. This brother's getting questions like he running the show. Okay. We might have to make this a partnered effort, man. The Uzziah slash Sheffy show.
Chef,
Uh
Chefry.
right. Tia says, hello, Roy the chef. Are you saying bank in your own pocket before going into business or start small? You get what she's saying? Like she's saying, should you stack bread before you set up your own business so that way you have
Uh,
enough capital as you get started?
uh-huh.
Or, should you just get out there and start to make noise and hopefully grow along the way? What's your thoughts on that?
I put it to you like this. I talked to my brother. I told him, yo, I'm having a phenomenal month,
He is having a
right?
very phenomenal month, guys. I want
Phenomenal
you to
month.
know that October is a very phenomenal month for Roy
Phenomenal
the Chef
month.
in business. Let's make sure we give the brother a hand. Shout out to Roy the Chef.
Uh,
October zone.
but it paled in comparison to what it could have been had I had a better plan. Like, so do I start off small? Are you saying bank in your own pocket before going into business or start small? What do you mean by are you saying bank in your own pocket?
Yeah, she's saying like, okay, so you know how I was talking about the first reason why most small businesses fail is due
Yeah.
to lack of capital.
Oh
And
yeah.
and
Startup
then
money.
she was feeding off of what you were saying when you were talking about how you started your business and you
Mm-hmm.
got out there and you were having a phenomenal month, but then you
Perfect.
realized you
Yeah.
found yourself at somewhat of a plateau
Yeah.
where now you kind of have to hit pause, as you
Yeah.
said, go back
Right.
to the drawing board, and then have another plan along with more capital to take
Right.
things to the next level. So
Right.
she's hearing you in conjunction with what I'm going over, and she's asking, yeah, see, she said exactly. See, I do this. I do this, my sister.
You
I
man
do
with the master plan.
this.
That
so what
so
so
go
what
ahead.
she's asking is, would you advise
Mm-hmm.
startup entrepreneurs to either A, start your business
Uh-huh.
with a good level of cash reserves so that you could go the distance
Right.
without having to pause?
Right.
Or would you advise that they get out there, get a feel of the marketplace? If they need to pause, it is what it is.
Right.
And they just start small and work their way up. Which approach do
Right.
you prefer?
I don't think it is wrong either way. I think that depends on the person himself. I
Right.
think again, I equate a lot of things. I filter it through the street. If you got to name your price first. If you're gonna jump out before you jump out there, you see everybody get money. You're gonna say, okay, I want to be the little bag boy over there, or I want to be that person over there, or I want to be the big guy over
Right.
there. If you want to be the big guy, you're gonna have to take your time. You're gonna have to take a long time.
You're gonna have to earn your
You're gonna
stripes.
have,
Absolutely.
yeah. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. Yeah, that's when you put a 3 to 5 year plan in place that says, like, that goes to the first question. You says, hey, listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack up enough bread in the next 3 to 5 years so that when I do go out there, if I'm only getting nickel bag customers, I can help them. If I'm getting half a thing and big thing customers, I can help them too, and I don't have to worry about whether or not I could fill the order or not. You
And
see what I'm saying?
let's just be clear for all of you family oriented people on this broadcast. These are all metaphors that we're using to give
Right,
business sense.
right.
We are in no way encouraging
At all, at all,
any types
at
of
all.
business ventures where terminology like nickel bags are included in a price of a product.
Correct.
It's just all just business 101, y'all. If y'all are
Just
liking this conversation and
that's
you
it.
like how nickel bags somehow turn into a real business case study, please make sure that you smash the like button. Make sure that you donate and you support legal businesses.
That's right. Very legal, tax paying, wholesome family owned businesses.
There you go. We law abiding citizens over here, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right. This is I'm putting it in a term that unfortunately a lot of our people deal with, are entertained by that would make sense and resonate to them,
Right.
very immediate. So that's what I would say to the system. It depends on where you at. From a business standpoint, set your price point. If you got something, if you ain't trying to make a million in a year, you say, look, I want to make 25 grand a month. That might be all you want to do. If just make sure before you jump out, whatever plan you have in place will have you yielding 40 grand. Just in
Right.
case you drop down, you still hit your mark and you still doing just enough to what you want to do without overexerting. Or take your time, relax, build your bread up, right? In the middle, and while you're building your bread up, go ahead and reinforce your plan. Work over your plan over and over and over so that when you get out there to get money, you're there for good. You're there for a long term. I myself have a 5 and a 10 year plan for my life and family right now. I'm
Awesome.
ahead of that 5 year plan.
Awesome.
But
Way to
but
go.
but 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 any moment I could find myself behind that thing. So even though I'm out there, I'm working on within the 5 year plan, if that makes sense. So
Absolutely.
so
Ab-
that's how that would be my answer to the system.
Absolutely. Hey, we got to do this again, my brother. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for popping in on me,
Look
man. I
at
don't know what
bags,
inspired
man.
you to, I don't know what would ever inspire you to come and check on little old me, but
Oh,
hey,
come on,
thanks for blessing us with your presence, my brother. For those of
brother.
y'all that haven't yet checked out Roy the Chef, make sure you go on SoundCloud. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
check out my brother Roy the Chef. You're gonna get some wonderful tunes on there. Peace and
There you
blessings
go.
to you, my brother.
Peace, King.
Peace,
Peace,
peace.
peace.
All right, y'all. So if y'all are enjoying the show tonight, make sure that you show some love. Make sure that you smash that like button, okay? And make sure that y'all donate to keep the show on air. You can donate either through Super Chat or you could donate via Cash App or PayPal. The info to donate is on the screen. Even if y'all are watching this broadcast after the live stream is over, you can still donate just by going to the links in the description below. I'm about to bring in Yasha Allah, but real quick, I'm gonna close out on these final points on why most businesses fail within the first 5 years. So the first reason is due to lack of capital or funding. The second reason that we talked about is you not knowing how to properly price your products because there's a strategy to pricing. The third reason why most businesses fail is because they don't have enough business sense on how to be able to manage other people outside of themselves. They may be very skilled at what they do, but there's a business side apart from just honing your craft. Then a lot of people don't have a business plan. They don't set up a business plan and they don't follow it. That creates a lot of challenges because this can create start stops in your business. This causes some structural challenges as you try to grow from one level to the next. Some of you guys are starting businesses and maybe you are leveling off at a certain income amount. And unfortunately, that income amount may not be high enough to keep you going. Some of you guys may not know how to get past four-figure revenue. Some of you guys may not know how to get past five-figure revenue. And the reason why you're stuck at these levels is because you have not properly thought through what's going to get you from 4 to 5 to 6 figure revenue. All of that is supposed to be documented in your business plan. You may start from the bottom, but you've got to begin with the end in mind. For any of y'all that have read the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you know that the second habit in that book is beginning with the end in mind. All right. So, y'all know that this is the platform where you can come on here live and I will walk you through how to set up your business step by step. You don't need to know anything. All you need to do is tap in with me and I'll help you every single step along the way. Okay. The next reason why most small businesses fail is due to poorly planned marketing strategies. You don't have any marketing plan to get your company started. Remember, when you're first starting off, nobody knows who you are. And you need to spend so much time putting your business out there for the world to see. You need to understand how to run ads. You need to understand how to be effective on social media. If you don't know how to properly promote and position your business online, chances are you're going to go under in this digital world. 80% of everybody that is on the internet is buying online. And if you do not know how to properly market your business, you could have the best business in the world, but nobody knows. Okay. The last piece that I want y'all to understand is your business has a much greater chance of failing if you don't listen to your customers. Okay. I want y'all to notice all of the things that I do. I practice what I preach. Some of y'all notice I recently set up a poll. I don't want to think that I know what you guys want. I want you to tell me what you want so that way I can give you better service. So if I'm asking questions about, hey, tell me what you want me to talk about during a show, I'm asking that because I want to make sure that when I serve you, I want to make sure that my efforts don't fall flat. And a lot of y'all are coming up with products and services that are well intended, but because you're not verifying if this has satisfaction to your customers, there's no way to know if it's ever going to be a success. Even if your business right now is selling, that doesn't mean that you don't stop surveying audiences. You don't start interviewing your customers. You always have to keep learning how can you get better. For those of y'all tuning in, make sure that you check out these 2 free stocks courtesy of Webull. Webull sponsors the Uzziah Show, where you will be able to get 2 free stocks just by tuning in. You can not only get on Webull and invest in your own stocks, but you can also invest in cryptocurrency as well. So make sure that y'all check out this link because things are blowing up. Listen, y'all, we're gonna have to part 2 on this one. I see you on here, Yasha Allah, but I gotta get ready to tap off. It's getting nighttime over here. But I just
Right,
wanted
right.
to let you know that I see you. Did you enjoy tonight's class?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
All
did.
right. Thank you as always for tapping in, my brother. All right. So make sure that y'all check out the free book, okay? The How to Succeed Survival Guide. All right. This is going to show you how to create an amazing life without living paycheck to paycheck. Many of you know that in 2013, I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from Baylor University. This book provides a step by step walkthrough on how to get out of debt so that you can finally quit your 9 to 5 job and live life on your own terms. Listen, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. I will be back on tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay, tomorrow's show will be at 9 p.m. Central. Make sure that you join me there. Thanks to everybody that donated. Okay, please continue to super chat. The links to donate are in the screen, in the description below. I'll see y'all tomorrow, Lord willing.